Good morning, boys and girls. For math, we started talking about place value in the beginning of the year when we did number of the day, and we represented the numbers using the bits, the sticks, and we didn't get to the flats, but we'll talk a little bit about the flats. You also have paper representations of these that you should have cut out and in a baggie somewhere. If you don't have your baggie of these anymore, please let me know and I will get you another copy. Today, this is just going to be an introduction. There is some practice at the end of these slides that I will assign on Google Classroom, so that way you can have practice with that. Maybe. So for place value, the place that you put the number changes its value. So this is what we call a place value chart. It has ones, tens, hundreds, and the numbers are always in this order. So if I put a 2, whoop, I can't change it in presentation form. So the place that you put a number changes its value. So if I grab this 2 and I put it here in the ones, that means that I have 2 ones. So that would be like I have 2 pencils. But if I grab this 2 and I bring it over here to the tens, that means that there's a 2 in the tens. How many are in the ones? 0, right? So even if there's not a number that we see there, there's always this imaginary 0. So if I have a 2 in the 10 spot, that really means that I have 20 pencils. See how it changes? If it's 2 in the 1 spot, I just have 2 pencils. But if I have 2 in the 10 spot, then that's really 20. If I put this 2 over here in this 100 spot, I still have 0 in my 1 spot. How many do I have in my tens? I have 0, right? So if I put the 2 in the 100 spot, that's really saying that I have 200 pencils. And changing its value just means that if it is in the hundreds, it is a value of 100. So if I have my 2, that would be 200. If I put it in the tens, that has a value of 10. And if I put it in the 1 spot, it has a value of 1. So if I don't have any numbers in these columns, we put a 0 behind here, right? Just like I move my 0 over here. I know that this is a little confusing the first time we hear about it, but it will get less confusing, I promise. These are what the base 10 blocks look like, and these are the ones that I use. I don't have enough to give you all some that you could use at home. So yours are paper, and you don't have a thousands block because we're not going to get to talking about thousands. You have these little ones or bits. You have the sticks or the tens, and then you have these flats or hundreds. So we call these bits and they represent 1. We call these sticks and they represent tens. And then we call these flats because they're flat and they represent hundreds. This cube represents 1,000 and we won't use that. A digit is just a fancy word for a number. So if I say what digit is in the tens place, really I'm just asking you what number is in the tens place. So just remember, if you see or if I say digit instead of number, digit's just a fancy word for number. So talking about the value of a digit, what is going on right here? Talking about the value of a digit. This is our tens, or our place value chart again. Remember, place value chart. The name of this is going to be important. This is a place value chart. So where we put the number, it tells us the value of the number, okay? So, or the value of a digit, because remember, digit and number are the same. Digit just is fancier. So if I say digit or if I say number, just know that I'm talking about the same thing, okay? So let's go, did I skip one? I did. Base 10 blocks show us the value of each digit. So we can represent every number using base 10 blocks. And remember when we were starting in the beginning of the year and we said that these were bits and that these were sticks, and this is one little square, and we counted how many little squares we had on our stick, and we had 10 little squares in our stick. So this is a different shape. It's a stick and it's stacked up, but really it's representing 10 of these little ones. So if we just have a bit or a 1, it goes right here in our ones. So if we don't have enough to make 10, if we don't have 10 little bits to put over here, they all stay over here. So we can have 1 over here, 2 goes over here, 3 goes over here, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Why would I not put 1 more over here? I would not put 10 bits over here. I would represent my 10 over in the 10 spot using a stick. Okay, so once I get 10 bits, I stack them together and I change it into a stick and it comes over to the 10 spot. So there's 9 of these as well, and then once we get to 9, we can bundle these up. I'm only going to do 3, but it's going to be the same thing with the ones. 9 goes over here. And then we wouldn't put 10 10s over here, because if I have 10 10s, how many do I really have? I really have 100, right? So I would use this flat piece that if you're really bored and you really want to try it out, your flat piece, you can count the squares on it, and there's gonna be 100 of these little squares this size that make up this flat shape. So all of these have the same representation. We just stick them together so that way it's like the tally marks. It's easy for us to see. Oh, I see there's a stick here. I know that that's 10. So I could count by 10s. 10, 20, 30. Okay. Oh, I see that there's only 1 flat here. That must mean that I have 100. So we're going to be using these base 10 blocks to represent different numbers. That's one way to represent numbers. And sometimes we call that building numbers because it's kind of like building with Legos or with blocks to represent the number. There's also a couple other ways that we're going to learn to represent numbers. So we just talked about base 10 form, and that's this form right here using the base 10 blocks. Another way that we can represent a number is called standard form. Standard form is just the number. So if I say the number 9 or the number 10 or the number 23, the actual number that we're writing, that is called standard form. Standard just means typical, most likely, usual, normal. Okay, so how you would see the number normally is standard form. Then we have base 10 form. And then there's word form. So we would write it out. So for example, this is using the number 137. And standard form is just that number written out exactly like this, 137. Base 10, I see 100, 1, 2, 3, there's 3 10s, so remember that means that I really have 30, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 137. Word form, again, just means that we're spelling out the words. 137. Okay. And then expanded form, this one's a little tricky at first, but once you get the hang of it, I think that it's not that super tricky. We're just putting the zeros and we have to expand using the plus signs. So we have 100 plus 30 plus 7. I have 100 right here, plus 3 or 30 right here, plus 7 ones. Okay, and if you notice on this slide, the 100 in all of these ways is yellow. The 3 in all of these ways, or the 10 spot, is pink. And the blue in all of these ways is the ones. And if you come back and you look at our place value chart, our hundreds are yellow, our tens are pink, and our ones are blue. So that way it kind of helps you keep track of what number is in which place value. We can also use labels. So using labels, this is a flat. It represents how many? 100, right? The 1 just means because we only have one of them, but it represents the 100. These sticks, what do they represent? They represent the tens. How many of them do we have? We have 3. These bits, they represent what? The ones. And how many of them do we have all together? We have 7. So this is just the not strategy, but using labels to represent a number. I know that this is kind of quick. We're going to work on this for a couple of weeks. We're going to play a couple of games and we'll talk about it, but you guys did a super awesome job at the beginning of the year. So really, I think that you just need a refresher and then we'll be ready to go. But let's practice for a second. So building numbers, base 10 blocks shows us the value of each digit. Remember. So I want you to build the number 38. And I know that I said that I was going to post these slides in Google Classroom so that way you could have time to practice, but I want you to be able to get a faster check of your work. So if you do have your base 10 blocks, go ahead, get those out of your baggie and try building the number 38 using your base 10 blocks. Pause the video and then come back and check your answer once you have built your number. I actually am going to stop this video here and do the practice in a second video just because I'm almost out of recording time. So go ahead, pause, get your blocks out, start building the number 38, and then click the second video to check your work.